Now at 4, crews are searching part of the Kentucky River after getting a tip. We're at the Valley View Ferry with the latest.
Showers and thunderstorms on the move across central and eastern Kentucky as we get ready for a blast of September temperatures.
New developments in a high-profile dog attack case in Lincoln County. What we've learned about the dogs.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. The week is off to a rainy start in parts of central and eastern Kentucky. Here's a live look at downtown Lexington, where it's 80 degrees and not raining right now, but it was earlier. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey shows us what's on the First Alert Defender. Chris.
Hey, whatever you want to call me. Here we are with showers, thunderstorms out there, Jennifer, especially across parts of eastern Kentucky now. We've got a couple of cold fronts that are beginning to move into parts of the bluegrass state, and that's a trend that will usher in some very nice weather over the next several days. Let's get into what's going on with live First Alert Defender now. Look at all the rounds of showers and storms, and especially prominent east now of Interstate 75. Farther west that we go, we're not half bad. Let's get into northeastern Kentucky. Strong thunderstorm is crossing out of Nicholas County, heading into the Fleming County area. I've got another very strong thunderstorm popping up over downtown Moorhead. These storms, basically like every storm that we've tracked all summer, with a lot of heavy rain and a lot of thunder and lightning. That stuff around the Lakeview Heights area in Rowan County, right on top of Moorhead, back toward Owingsville and Salt Lick, into Bath County. Nasty day out on Cave Run Lake. Southeastern Kentucky, scattered boomers stretching from Hindman through the Hayden area and toward sections of Knox County, Whitley County, over into McCreary County. Again, this is ahead of cold front number 1 that is just to our northwest. Cold front number 2 is on the way late tonight and tomorrow, and behind that, we get it on some much better air. Still, though, some scattered storms around, Jennifer, between now and that early fall fill when I come back in 15 minutes.
Thank you, Chris. A dive team with the Lexington Fire Department is investigating a tip about a possible body in the water. Right now, they're searching near the Valley View Ferry where Tates Creek Road hits the river at the Fayette-Jessamine County line. Fire Department officials tell us they're assisting police with an investigation. Victor Puente has been tracking the story all day. He has the latest in our top story at 4.
The scene out here at the Valley View Ferry has grown as the day has gone on. Police aren't saying much about the work being done or how long it could take. The Lexington Fire Department is assisting the Lexington Police Department with this water search near the Valley View Ferry. Police tell us they received a tip about a body in the water, but aren't releasing more information than that. Earlier this morning, you could see firefighters and detectives using equipment to search the water near the ferry. Then around 2:15, the fire department's dive team showed up. They've since taped off a part of Donaldson Park near the ferry where detectives have been gathering. Police haven't said how long they expect to be here. It's not only Lexington first responders who've been down here by the river. A few Jessamine County first responders have also shown up, including a sheriff's deputy. In Fayette County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The ferry is closed while that search continues. In other top stories at 4, WKYT has learned 7 dogs seized after an attack have been put down. That includes Fiona, a dog and animal rescue group says was in a kennel and not involved in last month's attack. Members of the group showed up at the Lincoln County Animal Shelter this morning to try to save Fiona. But when they got there, they say the sign on the door said closed and Fiona was already dead.
Had never left the kennel. She was in a secured kennel. She is obese, she has a thyroid condition, and can barely walk.
We tried to ask the Lincoln County Judge Executive about it, but he said he had no comment. Investigators say Chris Pope owned the dogs that attacked a woman. He was supposed to be in court today, but didn't show up. Phil Pendleton will have the latest on WKYT News at 4:30. A second person now faces charges in the murder of a Frankfort man. Frankfort police tell WKYT they arrested Cameron Wright for tampering with physical evidence. They say he's the ex-boyfriend of suspect Misha Nichols. Police have charged her with the murder of 66-year-old Thomas Ellison. He was found stabbed to death inside his apartment on Friday. Police have not yet released a motive for the killing. Federal investigators are in Boyle County today trying to figure out what caused a plane to crash. The small plane went down yesterday afternoon near Highway 127 north of Junction City. The pilot, James Board, says he built the Zenith airplane and it was the first time he'd flown it.
I kept trying to keep away from houses and anything, you know, other than open fields. So it led me to here, and I was looking at the highway because I didn't think I could make it back to the airport. And so I looked at the highway, and it was a lot of traffic. So I spotted this field, and that's where I was heading. And of course, I clipped the electric line behind you. And there's where I wound up, in them little cherry trees.
James Board ended up with cuts on his hands and a bruised shoulder. The Federal Aviation Agency is in Boyle County investigating the crash. We're working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott is in the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Good afternoon to you, Jennifer. Kentucky's race for governor now includes a third candidate. Drew Curtis, creator of Fark.com, filed as an independent candidate today. He says he collected 10,000 signatures. That is double what's needed to get on the November ballot. Curtis faces Democrat Jack Conway and Republican Matt Bevin.
I see enough people that are not happy or at least ambivalent with the way things are going right now to where we can pull this out.
Curtis's running mate is his wife and business partner, Heather. People living in one Lexington neighborhood are warning drivers ahead of the first day of school in Fayette County to slow down, and they're doing so in an artistic way. People living in the Kenwood neighborhood decorated 40 signs to be placed in front yards with a message to speeding drivers. One mother says she hopes the brightly painted signs will get the point across to remind drivers to slow down.
We have a huge group of children that walk to Ashland, and we just really want them to feel safe.
We'll have more on how long Jones hopes to keep the signs up coming up on WKYT News at 5:30. That is a look at just some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Amber. Now to a story making headlines across the nation at 4. The U.S. Coast Guard is seizing cocaine off the coast of Latin America in record amounts. Today, crews brought to shore cocaine worth more than $1 billion. Danielle Nottingham has the latest from Los Angeles.
More than 66,000 pounds of cocaine sits on this Coast Guard ship in San Diego.
The wholesale value alone exceeds $1 billion.
The load was a result of 23 separate busts. During one, crews boarded this makeshift submarine and found 4 suspected smugglers with 16,000 pounds of cocaine.
Every one of these bricks of cocaine is destined for the United States.
This is just a glimpse into what the Coast Guard says has been one of its most successful years in its war on drugs.
Many of the cartels are taking advantage of the maritime routes.
Over the last 10 months, the Coast Guard has seized 119,000 pounds of cocaine worth nearly $2 billion in the eastern Pacific Ocean. That's more cocaine than Coast Guard crews have confiscated in the last 3 years combined. They've also arrested 215 suspected smugglers.
Where they're most vulnerable is when they're on Coast Guard home turf, on the sea. That's where we've got them.
The Coast Guard confiscates more than half of all the cocaine the government seizes each year. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The Coast Guard says illegal drugs threaten the health and safety of Americans, costing the U.S. more than $190 billion a year.